And za siku hizi zimekuwa tofauti kidogo, si kama zile za zamani.
People think that marriage is held together by feelings. It's not feelings.
Generally, today's marriages are very shaky. I think they're shaky. Yeah.
Ni sababu unapata labda mtu mwenye anaoa hajajipanga, mwenye anaoleka hakuwa serious na ile kuoleka. So unapata ni ndoa na si ndoa.
When someone begins on that arrangement called marriage, he or she is getting into something which is, to say the least, adventurous. Is that so?
Marriage is a beautiful institution. It was meant for humanity to enjoy. I imagine when Adam met Eve. In fact, for the very first time he spoke, he said, "Wow, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman." You know, you can catch the excitement.
Are we experiencing the same excitement in our marriages today? Or is it just another soap opera fantasy?
I think today's marriages are good as far as I'm concerned. Only that people are trying to bring so many complications into it.
It's very unfortunate, very sad. It really breaks my heart to see young people who walked down the aisle a few years ago, a few months ago, amidst pomp and color, only to say now they don't do.
Why are some marriages in the 21st century not successful in spite of the initial expectations?
For any project, people plan. For you to be a doctor, you train 5 years, an engineer, another 5 years, so that you are qualified as a practitioner. How come marriage is taken so casually? People walk into it without much thought and preparation, and they hope that things will work out just because they have good feelings about one another. You see, so for me, the greatest problem is preparation, the foundation. If you don't get it right from the foundational level, then you're in for a very rocky ride.
Is there hope for our marriages today? Talking to the senior pastor of Christ is the Answer Ministries Valley Road, Pastor Charles Obara, as he helps us understand at what level we should involve God in our marriages. And is it that important to involve God?
Marriage, to begin with, is ordained of God. It's between a consenting man and woman. My mind goes back to the creation story in the Garden of Eden, where God created Adam. And he realized that Adam was lonely, and he said, "I'll make a suitable helper for him." So the idea of marriage didn't begin with Adam. It's God who figured out Adam's need. So really, God should be involved from the onset, so that as young people are looking for a life partner, God is involved in the picture through prayer and counsel and guidance. And once they found each other, then they need to come for proper marriage counseling or premarital counseling, so that they can begin this divine institution on a godly foundation. Anything short of that is really dangerous.
People have made vows during weddings, but why are those vows easily broken? Don't they bind?
I think realizing that this is not between two consenting adults. Yes, it does involve the two, but there's the third party, God, the foundation, the bedrock of marriage. And when you know this is not a man's idea but God's idea, one walks into it with fear and trembling. The reference is a solemn moment. I've seen all of sort of fun in a wedding procession and all. There's that excitement and joy, but at the bottom of that, undergirding all that, is actually a solemn occasion. Walking into this in the fear and admonition of God, knowing that God is involved in this, so it must be held with the seriousness it deserves. So that's the first thing, realizing that God is involved and that we need to treat this institution with all the seriousness it deserves. And then building on that, the Bible says a cord of three strands is not easily broken. So the two parties and God involved makes a very strong and firm foundation that can hold a marriage and survive the test of time. There must have been something that pulled this couple together. What is that? If it has died, it can be rekindled again, because sometimes people think that marriage is held together by feelings. It's not feelings. It's good when the feelings are there, but beyond that, there's commitment. Commitment to one another and commitment to God, because it's a covenant. So when one thinks that this is a serious thing, that the only way out of this is actually death, then you have a more resolve to work out through your issues. But when you know there's a way out, without having to go to the extent of dealing with issues, then there's no effort. So where the attraction seems to have waned for some reason, maybe misunderstanding, maybe lack of communication, or a few other challenges couples go through in a normal marriage, one must be guided by the commitment, the vow, and not the feelings.
So, what is the way forward for those in marriage and those looking forward to get into marriage?
It's a lot of work. People have to work out their way of communication, their commitment, and over time, I believe with a serious commitment and God involved, even those tensions and mountains that look like they're insurmountable, over time they become, surmountable. And so I encourage every married person, enjoy your marriage. Whatever issues and differences you have, work through them. And with the help of the Lord, you can turn things around. For the singles, look forward to getting married. But prepare yourself. Don't dive into it without preparation and counsel. Yes.
This feature has been researched and produced by Francis Wafula and Purity Mutedia for Hope FM News.